Hey there, in this video, I'm going to go over how to create a pop-up form that will boost your email list growth. And not only that, I will also show you how increasing your email list growth speed, in turn, pop-up form conversion rate will actually make you more revenue, generate more revenue, make you more money, make you more profit, not just revenue too. So let's get into the video. First is list growth intro. Why list growth is everything. Let me make myself smaller. And wireless growth is everything. If there's one thing that separates high performing e commerce brands from the rest, it's this. They treat their email and SMS list growth like a non negotiable business priority, not just a nice to have. And why? Because every new subscriber is a chance to turn a visitor into a customer and a customer into a repeat buyer by contacting them again and again with your email list, by nurturing them, educating them, staying on top of their mind, showing up every day in their inbox. So when they're ready to buy again, your brand is the first one that they think about. If you think of it, there's three stages that a customer will go through. They'll join the list, then make the first purchase, and then they make their second purchase, and then it goes on and on and on. And it all starts with the pop-up, with people joining your list. Now, why visitors don't buy right away? Why do you need a pop-up? Why don't they buy right away? So most people who visit your website on for the first time won't buy. In fact, over 98% of first-time visitors leave without purchasing. Not because the product sucks, but because they're unsure. They are comparing options. They want to think about it. They've never heard of you before. Instead of hoping that they come back, give them a reason to stay connected. That's what a pop-up form is. It's to catch the interest that they've shown by clicking on your ad or by coming to your website. And then you capture on that interest. You start a conversation with your pre-purchase flows, and then you build trust with them. You educate them on the product, educate them on the brand, show your social proof, show how you're different from other people, and show that why your product, why should they buy from you, not other brands. And that all starts with joining the list, joining or signing up for the pop-up form. It's just like you buying anything in the store. You look at 10 products before you buy something, unless there's something that you have decided because you had a good experience with them, and they kept showing up in your life again and again. So that becomes your go-to product, and that's what email marketing can help you do. When you show up in their inbox every single day, multiple times a week, and they actually like your product, they will buy from you again. So new subscribers equal to are hot leads. Think of it. The new subscribers are warm leads in sales. Think of it like that. They just raised their hand. They said, "I'm interested," and this is your golden window. The first 7 days after signing up, when people are most engaged, most curious, and most likely to convert, especially if your pre-purchase flows are doing their job. So don't waste this opportunity. Capture the interest whenever they come to the website, and if they do actually sign up for the pop-up form, it means they're saying, "Hey, I'm interested. I want you to convince me. I want you to tell me why should I buy from you." That's why they're signing up for the list. And also, if the only reason they even do want to offer, if you're giving a discount, is because they're actually thinking, "Oh yeah, hey, like I might as well get an offer because I'm thinking about buying this product." So you just have to make that decision more absolute with your pre-purchase flows, by nurturing them, educating them on the brand and the product, building that trust, as I mentioned earlier. Now, there are four reliable ways to grow your email list. There's more than one way to collect emails and phone numbers, and the best brands use a mix. Here are four core methods that you should have. One is pop-up forms triggered during key moments, like time on website. For example, somebody's landed on a website and they spent 5 to 10 seconds looking around. They become familiar with your product and the brand. So at that time, it's good to show them an offer. Hey, by the way, like you can get 10% off if you sign up for our list, and then you start nurturing them, educating them. Or if they're about to exit your website page, or if they have scrolled at least 50 to 60% at this point, you know that they've seen enough to be interested, but all to sign up for your email list, but also it's not too pushy. So think of how your website is built out. What is the average time of a customer spends on your website, and think of it like that. Usually the pop-up forms are usually the highest converting tool. Now, post-purchase opt-ins, add an opt-in checkbox at the checkout or thank you page. That's an easy win. Anybody who's buying from you already has gone through the first part of the customer journey, and why not capture their emails? Now, dedicated sign-up pages. For example, you're running ads to a special offer. Maybe it's a launch. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's a social media collaboration that people can sign up to follow. then just make a dedicated sign up page and get people to give their email over there. Now the fourth one is embedded sign up forms. These are the forms that you see when you scroll down to the bottom of the page. These are static forms in the footer, about page, or blogs that passively convert collect leads. Just make sure if you are giving an offer in the main pop-up form, you just mention that offer, exact same offer in the bed form, because if you're giving an offer anyway, why not use that as an incentive to collect emails wherever you can. Now think of these like storefronts. The more you have in the right places, the more traffic you convert into subscribers. And here's the thing, growth speed, your list growth speed is more important than your list size. It's not just how big your email list is, it's how fast it's growing. A brand with 50,000 stagnant subscribers who are not that engaged, who joined maybe a couple of years ago, it's risky because those people are just there in your list, in your email list, but they don't buy, they don't click, they don't do anything. But a brand which is adding 1,500 new hot leads, new subscribers every single month, that's powerful because now those people are actually more prone to buy than the leads who have already been in your list for some months or even years. Now, why? Because subscribers naturally churn. So you need also like another reason you need to grow your email list is because subscribers will churn. They'll unsubscribe. They'll disengage. They'll go cold. They might lose interest in your brand. They might have found another better product, or they might have stopped using your product at all. Make your goal to outpace the churn. If you're losing 500 subscribers a month, aim to gain 1,000. That's how you maintain healthy list momentum and long-term revenue. Now, the purpose and importance of a pop-up forms. Pop-ups usually get a bad rep. I've heard clients tell me that, hey, they are annoying. We don't want to ruin the customer experience, user experience. They interrupt the experience. They feel spammy. And sure, they actually can be. I've experienced that myself. But that's because they're doing it wrong. They're giving the wrong offer, which is not that strong. They're showing up too early, and as soon as they land on the website, why are you showing me a pop-up form? I don't even know who you are. Like, you just interrupted my experience. You just interrupted my natural flow. And I don't know anything about you or your product. Now you're showing me a pop-up. Or they have multiple pop-ups running at the same time. Or the copy is all over the place. You can't even see what they're offering. It's messy. The design looks boring. It's bad. So, but a well-crafted pop-up, it's actually a conversion tool. Think of it as a lead magnet, a digital greeter. Think of it's like, hey, want something valuable while you're already here? Maybe it's 10% off. That's also value. Maybe it's a guide. Maybe it's something else. Let's stay in touch in exchange for that value. Now, that one moment of connection can lead to a first purchase, a loyal customer, or a long-time brand advocate. A real life example why pop-ups matter. Let's assume a brand has 30,000 monthly visitors. Old pop-up form is converting at 2.5%. That's 750 new subscribers per month. And after optimization, their pop-up form is now converting at 8.75%. That's 2,625 subscribers per month. New subscribers. Welcome for revenue will jump from 7,000 to 25,000 without making any changes. Obviously, like, this is not going to be absolute, but you get the point. I've seen that actually happen in even absolute with one of my clients. We just seeing the pop-up form and the list growth. Boom. We made zero changes to the welcome flow, and literally it was directly proportional to the amount of revenue it grew for the welcome flow. It was directly proportional to the list growth rate. So now that's in this case, that's 22,500 more subscribers and $216,000 more revenue in 1 year. Just think of that. Now, so what's a pop-up really worth? Well, it's worth more subscribers, which means more pre-purchase flow conversions, and more pre-purchase flow conversions mean more first-time customers, and more first-time customer means more repeat buyers, because some of those people will buy from you again, and more buyers, more repeat customers actually mean long-term profit, not even revenue, because now you're making more profit from them because you already spent the money to acquire that customer. So if your pop-up is converting at 6% or less, you're likely burning cash every day. You're leaving a lot of money on the table, especially if you're investing in paid ads, SEO, content, or influencer marketing. If you're spending so much money already on getting people to your website, why not capture them? Why not capture their emails, retarget them again and again for cheap, and also stay on top of the mind? So this is a nice to have. It's actually a revenue channel. So think of it as that. Your pop-up isn't a gimmick, it's a greeter. Your pop-up shows up like a helpful store associate. Need anything while you're here. It's not aggressive, it's not desperate, it's helpful, it's thoughtful, it's respectful of timing and value. That's the shift. When you start thinking of pop-up as a start of a relationship and not the end of a transaction, it becomes a true asset. So your pop-up's goal is not to make them buy. Your pop-up's goal is to make them feel seen, make them give them value, show up at the right time. And if you're asking them the right questions in your pop-up form, for example, you're asking them what problem are you actually trying to solve? It's actually it's better than not having a pop-up at that point because the customer feel like, hey, this brand is actually trying to know me, and it builds more interest. They're like, oh, what are they going to show me if I tell them I'm trying to solve my acne problem compared to my dry skin problem. So the things like that. So it's just more engaging. It shows up literally as a greeter. Yeah, like for example, this. You see how warm this picture is? So think of it like that. Now, here's the takeaway. A great pop-up form doesn't just collect emails, it builds your list, strengthens your flows, and drives real revenue. Done well, it turns passive traffic into warm leads and warm leads into loyal buyers. And if you're serious about growing your e-commerce brand, your pop-up should be one of the most important assets on your entire website. The more conversion is equal to more sales equal to more momentum. Steps to create an effective pop-up form. Building a pop-up form that actually converts isn't just about throwing together a discount and hoping for the best. Although discount is really important, but it's not everything. It's a process. It's actually, when it's done right, it becomes one of the most profitable element of your entire email marketing strategy. Now, here's how to create a high converting pop-up step by step. First, establish your offer. This is the most important part. If your offer isn't compelling, nothing else matters because nobody's going to sign up your email list if you're offering them maybe 3% off, 2% off, or just $5 off. Ask yourself, would I give my email or phone number for this? If no, then you need to think of something else. Here are popular asset offers to test. Percentage off based on your AOV. If your AOV is under $100, you should give percentage off. If your AOV is above $100, think of dollars off because at that point the number will be bigger that is going to pop up in front of their face. Think of free shipping, or maybe mystery discount, spin to win, spin to reveal, or deal. Uh, there's going to be some really good examples down the road. So so keep watching the video. Free gift with purchase, entry to a giveaway, free guide or valuable content, early access to launches or collection. So early access to launches or collection is if your brand is already well known or you're showing this to people who are already on your list. So this way, because early access to launches or collection, yeah, people have to kind of know your brand to a degree, brand and product. So make sure you're only using this for either current subscribers, current buyers, or if your brand is already very famous. So pro tip, start with just one offer, test another after 2 weeks. Small offer changes can double up your opt-ins. Here are some of the offer example. By the way, you can get access to this document in the link down below in the description. And yeah, let's move on. So step 2, choose your form type. Now, the style of your power form matters just as much as the offer. Some forms create curiosity, some feel sleek and simple, some gamify the experience. So here are the four main types. One is a classic standard headline, subtext, and email field that you've seen that I think almost everybody has seen. Even a kid who the iPad kids probably have seen those. So the micro commit. This is my favorite. First step is a question. Hey, do you want your offer? Do you want $15 off? Do you want 15% off? And if the person says yes, then it's like a micro commit. It's like the yes ladder, which they talk about. If you read any copywriting book, they talk about the yes ladder. You make people make commitments and slowly lead them up to the bigger to the final destination without making them feel like it's a big jump. You take it step by step at a time. And then your first question, like, do you want $15 off, is followed by an opt-in. And then there's a quiz type personalized product finder, followed by an opt-in, spin to win, gamify discount reel, uncover your discount mystery reveal after entering the email. This also works really good, especially like if your offer is not that great, you can use this, but still focus on the better offer because it's not just, we don't just want them to give the email, we also want them to buy. So if your offer is weak, they feel kind of cheated that you talked a big game about mystery discount, but they actually got nothing. So start with the classic or the micro commit. They're proven and easy to implement. That's what we start with every brand we work with. And if you're one of the brands who think that you can use our help with email marketing, book a call from the link down below. And let's get back into the video. Step 3, create your form. Then you pick your tool, then follow the visual editor to build up your pop-up. This is gonna be shown in the video. I'll show you a live walkthrough of how I create a pop-up form inside Klaviyo. You can use other tool right now. Alia is popping. Everybody's talking about it. I haven't used it personally, but I've heard really good things about it. But if you're just starting out, Klaviyo is perfectly okay. I'm gonna show you how to create a banger pop-up form that converts anywhere from 8 to 10% for every single one of our clients. And I'm not saying that's going to be the case for you, because obviously, like, you have to test again and again and keep improving. But I'm going to show you how to actually create a pop-up form in Klaviyo. So step 4, run your form through the optimization checklist. Mark this checklist, write it down. Every time you create a pop-up form, go through it. Before you go live, make sure your forms meets these high converting standards. Only one input per step. Step 1, email. Step 2, phone number. Don't ask two things at the same time. If you leave the name out of it, you'll need somebody's name. Everybody kind of knows that it doesn't matter if you call it by their name or not. Delay, make sure your time delay is on point. Just start with, okay, I would say for this general rule that I follow is the older your ICP is, the more time delay is better, because it's just, yeah, that's what they respond to better. If instead of showing at 4, maybe start with 8 seconds if your ICP is 40 years or above. If it's below, then start with 4 or 5 seconds. Even 6 seconds is good. uh Test it. It's all about testing. You start somewhere and then you keep testing. Pop-up form it's a lot of testing. And make sure your pop-up form loads instantly after the delay. There is no lag. For this, make sure that your image that you're using in the pop-up form is actually compressed and is not a very large image. And also, there's not too much going on in the pop-up form, because that can also slow the loading time. Now, your pop-up form covers at least 75% of the screen. This will help you grab attention. I usually go for full page pop-ups, because why not? They convert better, and they look good. Now, your pop-up form copy should be less than 10 words. If you're telling them a lot, hey, we will not send you a lot of emails. Hey, we won't do this. Hey, we promise this, promise that. No, keep it less than 10 words. You don't want to overwhelm the person at that point at all. They have been on your website for a few seconds. It's not been hours. So your offer is visually dominant. Make sure that your offer is super clear inside on the pop-up form. That's the first thing that they should see. Nothing else. That's their eyes should naturally go to the offer. And the next point is no close button. You can use a close button. I'm not saying you should remove it altogether, but make sure that it's not big and bold, because we are instinctually, it's just an instinct. As soon as the pop-up form comes, your thumb just goes instinctually to the close button, and we don't want to, and we want them to actually see what's on the pop-up form before they close the form. So make it thin and less visible. It's better to have a close form button underneath the submit button than have an X on the top, because that's more instinct based. So now these small details will make a big difference. Make sure that you go through this checklist. Step 5, set up ongoing A/B testing. You won't nail the perfect form in the first try, and you don't need to. What matters is that you're constantly testing. Just the 1% lift in your conversion rate on 10,000 visitors is 100 extra subscribers. That's huge over time. Now here's 7 powerful A/B tests that you should try. One is test your offer. Try percentage off versus dollar off versus mystery. Even try, let's say you're giving $15 off. Maybe try $10 off next time. What if you can save $5 without hurting the conversions? Why not? Try that. Maybe try same thing with the percentage. Maybe try lowering the percentage off that you're giving to the website visitors. Try that. And then second thing you can try is form type. You should try classic versus quiz versus micro commit. We tried this. We added just a micro commit and the conversion rate went up by 3%. So try that. Give it a try. Maybe for you, removing the micro commit might work better. Now, close form design, X in the cover versus close button below. You can try either having both, making the X very light and you can try this having an X. Maybe you can try having the close button, and no cross button on the top. So give it a try. It's all about testing. You should try time delay. 4 second, 5 second, 6 second, 8 second versus 12 second. Optimize for total submits, not just conversions. So the way your conversion rate is tracked is how many people actually saw your form and how many people submitted it. So if a form is popping up at 4 seconds delay, a lot of people will see the more people will see the form compared to if it's popping up at 30 seconds, because a lot of people would have dropped by the 30-second mark. So you want to make sure that there's a good balance of volume and actually conversion volume and conversion rate. You don't want to just go for the conversion rates. Then maybe you can have a pop-up form at 1 minute delay, because anybody who has spent 1 minute on the website, they're probably pretty interested, but you probably get like 5 signups at that point. Yeah, so try that. Don't go too far. Make sure that it's a balance between conversion volume and conversion rates. Now, images. Try different product images, lifestyle images, or no image at all. You'll be surprised, like even though the forms with image look good, but no image forms can perform really well, because I think the number one reason for that is there's no distractions. It's just about the offer, especially if a good offer, then it's really good. Try copy style, reveal my offer versus you've got a gift, maybe more on brand. Maybe your brand has a fun tone, maybe go for that. If it's cheeky, if it's a bit naughty, try that. Try what suits your brand the best. Try different color schemes. If your colors usually perform better, test CTA button contrasts, test more colors even. Maybe that'll work for your brand. It's all about testing. Now, one thing you can do is set calendar reminders to check performance every week, and then let your data guide you to the next. Maybe even set calendar reminders to run an A/B test. Maybe like plan for another next A/B test. Hey, after 2 weeks on this date, we are gonna launch another A/B test. Have it all planned out, because it's all about consistency and constantly improving. Now, these are the pop-up mistakes that you should avoid. You can have the best traffic and products in the world, but if your pop-up isn't converting, you're losing money every single day. This module will cover the most common and costly mistakes brands make with pop-up forms and exactly how to avoid them. Now, mistake number one, your offer is too weak or it's unclear. So lastly, a weak offer won't cut it, son. So your offer is number one thing for your pop-up. If it's not appealing or clear, nothing else matters. Sign up for a newsletter isn't an offer. 5% off on a $500 product sounds weak, while $25 off sounds much better, even if it's the same thing. It's all about playing on psychology. Bigger number looks bigger, and they're not thinking as much. People are in zombie mode when they're scrolling, when they're browsing products on social media and things. So make sure that you're kind of targeting the monkey brain and making sure that it's as clear and as easier and as appealing of an offer as you can make it. If you're not using a discount, your non-discount offer still needs to feel valuable. Example, enter to win, maybe a free guide, maybe early access. Now, if you have a weak offer, make your offer compelling, visible, and bold. It should be the largest and most obvious part of your form. Now, mistake two is asking for too much at once. You know, you asking too many questions. So every extra field you add makes your form feel like work, and more work means more people bounce. So what's the fix? Use a multi-step form. Ask for email only, and then ask for phone number. Maybe ask, hey, do you want the offer? Then ask for the email. Then say, hey, if you sign up on the next step, if you sign up for the SMS, you'll get an extra discount. Then on the next step after that, you ask for the phone number. Then there's a thank you step. So you see, it's a very step by step. You're not asking a lot on one. It's micro commit. You're collecting micro commitments from them. And this keeps things light and help people move forward before they second guess opting in. They don't want to you don't want to make them feel like they're committing to something really big. You want to feel like as natural as possible. So your pop-up form might be firing too soon. That's another mistake, or too late. So timing is everything. You don't want to be too soon. You don't want to be too late. So if your pop-up form appears early, like 1 to 2 seconds, and users haven't had time to engage with your site, and then immediately close it. If it fires too late after 30 plus seconds, many visitors will have bounced already. So use a 4 to 12 second delay or scroll trigger like 30 to 50%, depending on how your website is structured, and to show the pop-up when visitor is engaged but not overwhelmed. Now, mistake number 4. You might have really slow load speed. If your pop-up loads slowly, visitors won't wait, they'll bounce. This often happens from large and compressed images or overly complex designs. So here's the fix. Use compressed images, especially on mobile. Skip background images for mobile entirely. It works better. I've tried it. And use tools like this. You can get access to this in the to this whole doc in the link down below, so in the description. So there's no point of me opening this right now to compress your image. So you can use this website to compress your assets. Now your form should appear immediately once triggered. There should not be any loading time. People are not going to wait for your image to load or your pop-up form to trigger properly. They're going to get frustrated and they'll just go back to scrolling, whatever they were doing before that. Now, mistake number 5 is your form is too small. If you are looking at your offer like this, then it's too small. Tiny pop-ups get ignored. If your form is small, easy to skip, or blends in, users will default to closing it before reading the offer. So here's the fix. Make your pop-up cover at least 70% of the screen, 75% of the screen. Prioritize clarity and visibility of the offer, and use large, clean fonts and a single focal CTA. Like your CTA and your offer should feel natural. Hey, you want 15% off? Yes, of course. Or like, you got 15% off. Sign me up. Then like you see how the CTA naturally flows into the other copy. So your pop-up should demand attention, not politely wait in the corner. Like it should be big, bold, but at the same time not annoying. Now, mistake 6 is too much copy. Long paragraphs scare people away. Oh, there are too many words, so most visitors don't want to read, they want to scan. So here's the fix. Keep it under 10 words of primary copy. This is what I got from Max Tournament. And this works really well. Keep it under 10 words of copy. Avoid filler phrases like you'll receive exclusive offers and updates. That's implied. People know that at this point. This is nobody's first time shopping online. So let the offer do the talking. Keep the copy very less. If your copy looks like a mini blog post, it's time to simplify it. Mistake number 7, clutter design. If your design looks like this, yikes. Then pop-ups aren't landing pages. Too many elements, images, colors, animations, copy will overwhelm your visitors. So here's the fix. Stick to 1 to 2 colors max, and the one image, if any, and then one clear offer, one CTA. Simplicity means clarity, and that means conversions. Mistake number 8, your pop-up is too easy to close. Most people instinctively go for the X or the cross or the close button in the corner without even reading your form. And if that's the first thing they see, it's game over. Fix it. Remove the X in the top corner. Instead, use a close form button under the CTA. This forces users to actually look at the offer first, and it increases your chance of engagement. So if your people are closing your form without even looking at the offer, that's not a good thing. And just look at the clear difference. This, this is more pop-in than the rest of the form, which is not good at all. So this is an example. So you still have a probably no thanks, but over here, but you get the idea. Make mistake 9. Set and forget means set to fail. So every great pop-up form doesn't stay great forever. What worked at 8% last month might get stuck at 5.5% now. The best brands are always testing offers, you're testing copy, you're testing images, timing, audience targeting, mobile versus desktop behavior. So you got to keep testing. If you're just setting and forgetting, that's not good. Don't be this guy. Time to sit and forget it. Set it and forget it. Yeah. Even if you're hitting 10% opt-ins, aim higher. Some brands get to 50 to 20% by constantly iterating. We have actually achieved 23% for a client before, so you gotta keep testing. Every 1% conversion increase on the 10,000 visitors means 100 more subscribers. That compounds quickly, quicker than you think. Now, here's the key takeaway. Most of these mistakes happen not because brands are careless, but because they underestimate how powerful their pop-up form can be. So they just don't pay attention to it. This isn't a small piece of your website. It's the number one list growth driver, your front-end revenue engine. It's your path to turning actual visitors into loyal customers over time by targeting them again and again and again and again and again. Treat it like the revenue tool it is. Now, let me walk you through some great pop-up form examples. Here are some. Let's go through them one by one. Here's a pop-up form from Xclad, and you can see the offer is so clear. The pop-up form, there's very less distractions. Like you've got $75 off. That's the first thing I see. And claim $75 off. No, I'm not interested. You see, like these two things are the number one things popping up, which is really good. That's what we want. That's what we want the customers to see. Here's Feastables. Mr. B Feastables, you've got a mystery discount. Click on briefcase to reveal it. You see, super clear mystery discount. That's the first thing you see. You've got a mystery discount. Then you start reading, and it's engaging. There's not too many colors. There's just two colors, white and blue. That's it. Nothing going on that's gonna distract you. The cross button is on the top. There's no closed CTA over here. Really good. Another pop-up form. This is a desktop pop-up form, which is I really like. Want 5% off to start your health journey. So if you see a lot of copy over here, this is because this is a company from Europe, and it's mandatory over there to have that. And this will look very increasing, very engaging, and want 5% off. Even the offer can be stronger, but the offer is super clear, and the pop-up form actually looks great. This visual is engaging. Then you just it shows a product in different scenarios, different product that they have. Then you just give the email address, and then here's Bloom. Super simple, great. Like you just 20% off, 20% off. Like anywhere you see, like your eyes naturally go to the offer. That's what we want. We like a free bracelet, micro commit, zero distractions. Yes, claim offer. No, thank you. Like I bet this pop-up form is converting at least 10%. Super good. Another take 15% off. There's literally nothing else except for the offer and this and a big cross. So another great example. Got a mystery discount. This is the first thing you see. And then they're asked to reveal it, share an area in which you're seeking support. This makes you feel seen, and the best part is once you know what they're actually trying to solve, what problem they're actually trying to solve, you can personalize your pre-purchase flow to those problems. You can show those exact products that are going to solve their problem. You can use the language that is going to address their exact problems that they're facing. This makes them feel seen. This makes them feel heard. This makes them feel like this brand understands me, and this product is what will solve my problem, because you can describe their problem, their inner dialogue so clearly that they feel compelled to buy. And that's where the real power of pop-up forms is. It's not just list growth, but getting more first-time buyers by collecting more information on the front end. Here's another spin to win example. Try my luck. Take your shot. Like as soon as you see spin to win, people know at this point like what is going on. So it's pretty clear. But you see, there was zero distractions. Again, aloha. Okay, for the desktop form, they can maybe remove some images, but you see unlock 15% off, clear offer. You see, like number one thing over here is offer to claim your discount, share what you're shopping for, and then again you just personalize your pre-purchase flows. More first-time buyers, you have the information to target them again and again. You can segment accordingly, send them specific email campaigns to keep them in the loop and make them buy again and again from you. Now let's move on. So if you see, they all had different styles, same core rules. What do all these successful pop-up forms have in common? They have a clear offer, minimal copy, strong CTAs, thoughtful designs, time to show at the right moment, and optimized for mobile. Now, each brand has a different voice, product, and strategy, but the structure underneath is the same. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, just take what's working and adapt it to your audience. So I hope you got some value from it. I hope you at least understood what a good pop-up form looks like and why it is actually important. Now, I'm gonna go to Klaviyo and show you exactly how I create a pop-up form inside Klaviyo. And if you're just starting out, Klaviyo is best for you. You don't want to, you don't want, I mean, in the beginning, there's no need to spend money or like go for complex tools. You just need to know what is actually working for your brand, and Klaviyo is the best for that. So let's get into it. So here we are in Klaviyo sign up forms. Let me show you. You close this. Create pop-up form. You go form, full page, and then I usually go for this one because there's already a pretty good template. You don't need to do a lot. So let's just go desktop full page form. Choose the list, newsletter. You choose your main subscriber list, whatever you send your new subscribers to. Now, if you go to over here, my thing, show before displaying. This is a teaser, so this will pop up as soon as somebody lands on the website. So teaser shows 2 seconds after page loads and immediately after the form is closed. So, but we want to show before displaying the form and after the form is closed. So if somebody doesn't submit the pop-up form, they'll still see the teaser, so they know that the offer is still there. It's not gone. They can just click here and re-access the offer. So show close button. This pops up. If you don't want to show that, no need for that then. And then there's a background image. You can remove it if you want. And then change the color. Text color over here, we can go black. And there we go, 15% off. And then email opt-in, we got this. You can change the photo. So if you go to styles, look at the dimension of the photo. So make sure that whatever picture you're going to put in the background is like this. It's this dimensions, and then you just load it in, make sure it's on the left side, and then you can put your brand logo over here. Let's remove this because your logo is most probably in in the in the image form. So add blocks. You go over here, you can add images over here. So boom, you just added an image. Let me remove that. Let me show you what else can you do. So if you go over here, here's your copy because it's in the white background, so you won't see it. It's in white color, white background. So you just go over here, 15% off. What I usually do is here I've got, I'll make this smaller and also not bold. So I'll select probably just simple Arial, and then you go 15% off. You make it even bigger. This way the offer pops up really. So make it maybe 90. You see, maybe even, let's see how high we can go before it actually starts breaking. So you can go 112. So for the other one, you can just go over here. Got, oh, you got 15% off your first order. You select this over here. We don't want it. Yep. See, claim 15% off. Just go over here, change this. Make sure, like, obviously, you're gonna have to change these colors to your brand color. So button style, here's the color. Change whatever your brand is like. And okay, we should keep it like this, however it was before. Okay. And then no thank you for the Klaviyo. This will go away if you have paid version. This is obviously the demo account. So if you want to create a micro commit, then what I usually do is I just make a clone of this, name it micro commit, clone step, then you put it over here. So you just remove the email input, delete block. If you see over here, there is submit form. Uh, if they click over here, the form is going to be submitted and it'll show the next step. That's what we want. No, thank you. So over here we can go want. We can even remove this. Want 15% off. Then we can change the copy over here. Yes, of course. Maybe over here we can say no. I don't like saving money. So here we go. We can make it extra light so that we should just select the option from over here, courier or Arial, but extra light so that it matches everything else. So this way, the offer is the number one thing that everybody sees. What I usually like to do is like make this even bigger. So go like this. Maybe reduce the size, but we want offer to be as bold as possible. So you see, that's it. Yes, of course. No, no, I hate saving money. So that's how they're gonna go through it, the website. So as soon as they go on the website, 15% off, and then they click this, and they're like, "Hey, want 15% off?" Yes, of course. No, I don't know. I don't like saving money. So as soon as they submit their email, you've got 15% off your first order. Email claim 15% off, and then no, thank you. And then if they do submit their email, thanks for signing up. Check your email to claim the 15% off. That's it. That's how simple it is. Just make sure that your things are connected to the right list, and also for the timing based on rules, maybe start with 6 seconds, and then after we start scrolling amount, let's keep it probably 40%, depending on the brand, of course. And then visitor is about what's of the page, and visitor has seen certain number of pages. I usually don't turn this on, but you can if you want. Only if all is selected. We don't want to do that. We want to show the form as soon as one of these conditions is met. So that's good. If visitors close the form, show again after. I usually keep it 7 days. Because we don't want to annoy them by showing the same form. 5 days is the same thing. It's just like my own preference. Don't show again if form was submitted or if go to the URL button was clicked. Nice. Desktop only. This is a desktop only form. If you want to make it all devices, so I usually don't recommend that. I usually, you see that that's what happens. It breaks. So usually it's best practice to just have it desktop only and then create a form that is specifically for mobile. And then let's say targeting. So don't show to existing Klaviyo profiles, which is always good. You can also show to specific profiles in a list segment, show to SMS subscribers only, show to email subscribers only, show to any existing profile. But I usually turn that off because they're already on the list. They don't need to sign up again. If you are designing pop-up forms for specific pages, for example, let's say there's a specific collection page for which you have a specific offer, you can create a pop-up form and then put the URL of the page over here. So the pop-up form will only show up on those. And if if you have that, then you don't want two pop-up forms to show up at the same time. So just make sure that if this is your homepage pop-up form, then you exclude that email, that URL over here. If you want to show your pop-up form in the only in certain locations, so show to visitors in certain locations, you can turn that on and then select the country or location. You don't want to show the pop-up form to don't show to visitors in certain locations. You can play with it according to what your brand is, where your brand is located, where do they ship or not. If they ship worldwide, it's better to just not tinker with that. And that's it. That's how you create a desktop pop-up form. And for the mobile pop-up form, let's do that too. So wait, pop-up form full page. Then usually I go over here and just let's see mobile pop-up full page. Choose a list, newsletter, create form. And here's a teaser. I usually like to keep it on the corner over here too. With 10% off your first purchase, too much copy. You just want to do get 10% off. That's it. and then micro commit. I usually remove this picture. If I do want to add a picture in the background, I go to styles. Wait, my bad. Let me move myself over here. I go to styles, background image. Then you can just drop the image, whatever image you want in the back. Now, if you see over here, there's a logo. If you do an image, you've got 10% off your first order. So what I do is I'll make it got 10% off your first order. So this is bold. Maybe not like I usually don't do that. So we can do this 62, maybe even more. Yep, we can go up to 80. So it's got 10% off your first order. So this we can make it smaller, maybe 20. And then over here we can add some block padding over here. So like my recommendation is just to play with it. Go log in your Klaviyo and play with it as much as you can, and figure out these small details, because you are gonna learn much more by just making the form by yourself instead of watching me create it. Obviously, like get the gist of it, but you don't need to. I can't go over every single small detail in this video. So here's the close form. Since we already have this button over here, we don't need to show this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the color. I'm just gonna reduce its opacity. So now it's gone. That's it. That's how simple it is. And then over here, since it's micro commit, so we can just ask want, my bad, want 10% off here, want 10% off. Now for this, what we're gonna do is block padding. You open all four and then you just squeeze a bit of padding over here. So there's some space for this too. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove border, dotted, button border. Just gonna remove it. So so it doesn't stand out. Now if you see over here, well, want 10% off, claim my code, decline offer. Obviously you can change the copy, but if you see less than 10 words, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 words, less than 10 words, super clear offer. As soon as the pop-up form comes up, that's what they're gonna see. And email opt-in, same thing. Just delete this and then do whatever we did with the same form. Or you can just copy that and just add the email block. Let me just show you that. So delete step. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clone this step, clone, and call it email submit, clone step. And we go over here, then we just tell that you have got 10% off code 20. Then just make it align to the center. Well, clear my offer, and then over here we add email, targeting and add blocks, email input over here. Wow. Okay. Yep. Glad that worked, or I would look like a complete noob, and my whole comment section will just be people roasting me. Obviously, we don't want that. I don't want that. Maybe you want that for me. If you do, good luck. So, email, if you see this is pretty good. I want to reduce the block padding though. So let's maybe make this a bit more rounded. Yep, that looks good. And then for the block padding, I think we'll have to go to the original. Yes, sir. So that it's more aligned with the CTA. That's it. That's it. Then there's success. Again, remove this. If you want to show your coupon code on the website, do that. If you don't, then don't do that. Thanks. Confirm your email or SMS. I don't know what this. You can change you can change the wording for sure. Yeah, can be better. But so this is the teaser they're gonna see, get 10% off, and then they click that, then it's 110% off. Yes, sir. And then you got 10% off. And success. That's it. That's the full tutorial why pop forms are important, how you can go and create one right now in your Klaviyo, and how to A/B test, what things to avoid, what things to do. Hope you found this valuable, and if you want my help with email marketing, book a call from the link down below. We work with brands that are doing anywhere between 50,000 per month to $400,000 per month in USD. So if you fall in that revenue range and you think it's time to take your email marketing to the next level, hit me up, book a call from the link down below. Hope to talk to you soon, and everybody else. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.